Hello and welcome to my video exploring the paint job on the Death Trooper from Rogue One's helmet. My name is Chris and I am a Death Trooper here in the UK Garrison, TX41979. I've been a Death Trooper for a number of years now. In fact, I was the first to clear in the UK Garrison, which was no small feat. Also got to troop on the blue carpet, which I'm very proud of for the rise of Skywalker with my other UK Garrison friends. Recently posted a video about my Death Trooper helmet that I made myself. This is a image from my Armory shop Death Trooper helmet. This isn't the one that I made, but this is easily accessible in my home. It's just on display, whereas my other helmet is actually all packaged up. So I'm going to use this Armory Shop helmet to walk you through the paint job for your Death Trooper helmet. There's a number of different paints needed for this helmet. So I want to walk you through which sections are painted in what. Now this armor, when you print the helmet, it does come in pieces. What a lot of people seem to do on YouTube is they glue the whole thing together, they make the helmet, then they start prepping it and priming it and painting it. That actually is not the best way to put this helmet together. The best way to do it is to treat each piece as a separate piece, to prepare it, prime it and paint it, and then put it together, because there are sections that are painted that go underneath other sections. And it seems to me that a lot of people just seem to paint their Death Trooper helmets black, thinking the whole thing's black, and it's just not. The Death Trooper helmet is based upon Darth Vader's from the original trilogy, and if you look at a Darth Vader helmet, there's all these different sides to it, and each painted with a slightly different tone of black. There's matte blacks, there's gloss blacks, and there's more of a silvery colour on there. And the idea is on the screen, it reflects light in a different way, therefore you see the shape of the helmet. This image that you've got in front of you, you can see it's not all one flat black. On the left hand side there's a bit that's shining white. That bit is different. It's a gunmetal section, and the whole idea is the light will reflect off the Death Trooper helmet and you will see the shape of it. That's what makes it quite menacing. So I want to walk you through this helmet. The undercoat of the whole thing, I guess the base coat, is gloss black. I use Halford's super gloss enamel paint for mine. Enamel is hard wearing, it gives a really good shine, and it's very good for hiding crimes. It's very good for hiding some of the surfaces that you may not have quite prepped as well as you should have done, because it's slightly thicker. It does hide some of the little minor imperfections. So the overall paint job is gloss, but then ... The first colour I want to talk to you about is flat black. Flat black, I used Tamiya FX1 flat black, and you apply it using an air gun or an airbrush. So you've got the brim, the kind of the eyebrow brim that runs across the top of the lenses. You've also got two sections either side of the lenses that are also this flat black. You've also got these tubes that run down to the tusks. Now for mine on those, I actually used blackboard paint. It's a spray paint, blackboard paint, and I'll put it in the show notes, the particular one, but I found that was a really black, matte black. Really loved that black. And so I used that on the tusks just to really set that out as matte. You don't have to do that. You could use the Tamiya flat black for that. But the idea is that is definitely a matte surface. So that's the matte from the front. On the back and the sides, there's more matte, and we'll come to that in a minute. I want to stick to the front for a moment. The next section that we're going to talk about is gunmetal, and over the front of the Death Trooper's nose, there's a section here. So this is a section I'm showing you green. It's one piece, and what you want to do with this is you paint the whole thing gloss, and then you want to add some masking over the crease of the nose and mask off the entire, what you're looking at is the right side, because you want to be painting this red section here. So you mask it off, and then using the Tamiya gunmetal, you are able to just paint the section there on the left hand side. Obviously when you're wearing it, it's on your right hand side. So the first section of gunmetal is that there, as you see on the snout. The second section is kind of under that layer, so it's all layered up when you 3D print it. The second section is this entire section, and it's actually running underneath that section that I showed you that was green a moment ago, and all of that section there is also gun metal. I used Tamiya X10 gun metal, and I was really pleased with the way that laid itself down on top of the gloss paint. So that is the gun metal that runs across the nose. The next section we're going to look at is the chrome silver. So the entire middle section down to where the tusks are and the lights are at the front, that entire section is a chrome silver. Not only is that section of chrome silver, but either side, where you've got these air vents down each side, that's all painted silver as well. Now, that is a weathered silver. So what I did with that, once that was painted with the chrome silver, I went over the top then with a bronze, Tamiya Bronze X33. All that does is it knocks back the sharpness a little bit and starts to add in a little bit of weather, and it starts to make it look like there's dirt involved with your helmet. So I just kind of went around the edges with that and laid in some texturing on my helmet, and I was really pleased with how that eventually turned out. So that's the chrome silver, then with the bronze X33 from Tamiya kind of added on top of that as well. So now we turn to the side, and you see you've got the brim around the top. Now the brim eventually comes to what's just above the ears, and you've got these indents above the ears, and that whole square section, that is matte black too. You can see the tusks. So you can see the tubes down to the tusks, and you can see those kind of teardrop shapes by the side of your eyes and the lenses there. The bit I want to show you is that oval shape just on the side of the ears. It actually indents in, and that little section there, that is a flat matte black as well. Now the way I painted that one, you can do it with an airbrush, but actually what I did was, because it's essentially an acrylic paint that you are spraying in there, I decided to just use a little paintbrush and very carefully painted inside of those. Just because of the size of it, I felt that I really wanted to do that delicately, so I got myself a nice little brush and I hand painted that, and you can't tell the difference at all. So that is the flat black around the sides, and then we get to the back. Now, this square section at the back, I see that many troopers paint this entire section flat black. In fact, the Armory Shop helmet paints this entire section flat black. That should not all be painted flat black. That is a mistake, and you shouldn't be painting that entire section. The screen used helmets don't paint that entire section. They just paint these indents that are in that section. I don't know how to describe that particular shape. This indent, two of them in the back of the helmet, they're flat black, and alongside the air vents either side of them. All of those are set out with matte black. The way you paint those is to simply use a masking tape and mask them off, so you can paint into those sections carefully. The final little bit there is these two little sections just in the bottom of the rim. Both of those are painted with the flat black. So there you go. That's the paint job on your Death Trooper armour. So there's 4 paints essentially: a gloss black, a matte flat black, you've got this gunmetal dark grey, and you've got the silver, chrome silver, which I would add in a 5th paint now, which is the bronze X33. Now what I did with my helmet, after I'd actually laid down the gloss black, I did use a clear coat on top of that as well to really protect the gloss work. You don't have to do that. That was just my personal preference before I went on to paint the other sections. So that is the Death Trooper paint job. In some ways it's relatively simple, in other ways it's incredibly complicated. Don't put the helmet together first and then try painting it at the end. You will come unstuck. You need to paint each of the layers individually before you start putting it together. So paint the tubes, paint the entire silver sections, paint them all out before you then start putting it together and gluing it fixed, because you will really get stuck painting some of those difficult sections that almost underlay or go underneath another section. So there you go. That is the paint job on the Death Trooper helmet. I hope you found it interesting or helpful. Leave a little comment in the chat if you did. I'd love to know how you painted yours. Did you do it any different? Did you use any different paints? How did it work out for you? Anything did you do wrong that the rest of us can learn from as well? Please do subscribe. Ring that bell for future content. But until next time, friends, have a great time trooping.